Hey everyone, it's Kirsten Miller here for the Time of the Writer Festival, and I'm supposed to deliver you some tips and tricks for writing. But before I start, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Time of the Writer team. They've been absolutely phenomenal. They organized an entire festival, spent months doing that, and at literally the last hour they had to, when this whole coronavirus blew up, they had to reorganize their ideas and put the whole thing online, and none of them have stopped smiling, and they've been amazing, really amazing. So thank you very much to all of them. Right, moving on to tricks and tips for writing. I am the kind of writer who doesn't believe in shortcuts, and I do think that the best way to learn about writing is simply to write. And I would say my first tip is fail. Learn to fail. Fail often. Especially when you're young, fail as often as you can, because the more you fail, the more used to rejection you'll get, and so you'll stop wasting time on lingering over your rejections, and you'll move on fast. So even once you start to publish and once things start going well for you, you're still going to fail, and once you've got that acceptance under your belt, you can move forward with a lot less baggage, I think. Okay, and then the next, sorry, I touched my face. And then the next tip that I find incredibly valuable is from Toni Morrison, who said, if there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. I love this quote, and certainly for my previous novel, The Hum of the Sun, this was true. I was reading narratives about autism and autism characters, and there was a narrative missing, and I knew that there was a gap in terms of the stories being told, and so emerged The Hum of the Sun. And the same is true for my latest novel, All That Is Left. Although I wrote it a long time ago, at the time I felt that in South Africa there was a missing narrative. There was a story that wasn't being told. There was something that was not yet being expressed about living in South Africa, and I really needed to express that. And so that was the impetus for this book as well. So thank you, Toni Morrison. If there's a book that you want to read but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. Write for the beauty of language. Write for the joy of storytelling. Write to heal the world. Write to keep your own counsel. There are so many different reasons to write. But I also believe that only part of the business of writing can actually be taught. The rest has to be discovered from within, and that is from within your own conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your unconscious mind. Let me just adjust the phone camera here. Okay, just in terms of research is backstory, and research is vital. I think that in terms of, if you are a writer, your whole life is about research. So research enables your readers to care more about your characters and about what happens to them, and research can make the difference between authenticity and accuracy. So you can be accurate with facts, etc., but with proper research, and if you really, really understand your characters and what you're writing about, your work will be authentic. So live your life as research, witness your world, value your experiences, integrate what you experience and what you see and hear clearly, transpose these and translate these onto the page, okay, because this makes for good writing. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, and my next really valuable tip is read the work of others. Read it once for enjoyment, and then read it again if you want to understand the writer and how he or she constructs the story. Read it twice, read it 3 times if you want to understand the narrative arc and a deeper understanding of how stories are constructed. Every book is about something. Your first draft should decide what that something is. What is your book about? Your second draft should make the theme clear. So often themes emerge just from your subconscious mind, and you write the story, and the theme comes naturally from your own thoughts, your ideas, your interests, your concerns. So in the first draft, don't worry about the themes. Good fiction always starts with a good story from which a theme emerges. So my tip would be to write your first draft without anyone else's eyes on it. So don't read your work to anybody before you've written that first draft, and don't criticize it yourself until you've written that first draft. Resist showing it to anybody. Your second draft can then implement the craft of writing, where you bring in critique and construction and honing and shaping. Okay, those are my tips for today. Thanks a lot.